All right, we are live. Okay, so never done this before. My absolute first time. Um, so yeah, any feedback would be very much appreciated. Um, all right. So to start, my name is Adam. I um I'm a big data nerd. I really like data. I like programming and trying to figure out what's the word. I like just trying to use data to answer questions. And really all I'm going to be doing when when I'm streaming, I'm just going to be um, showing off my process and doing what I can to help people along the way, make projects, build a portfolio, um, and yeah, hopefully people here like it. And yeah, I'm not really here for followers or for a bunch of money or anything. I'm just here to work, just here to do some things, and like I said, build a portfolio. And my hope here is that um, um, my hope here is that I can um, yeah, just the people that watch or don't watch, whatever, but that all have this time to work, and that you'll help keep me accountable. So I appreciate you if you're just watching in, just tuning in. Um, so I uh, I I believe money is very important in this life. You can't really get uh, um, some people might think it's a necessary evil. We can cut this part out. This is fine. Um, but I really want to. So I really like data visualizations, and I think that they can really help people to understand what's going on with their whatever it is. A really great. I have a Fitbit. I use a Fitbit all the time. I really like the graphs that they show to help show um, your either you're progressing with your steps. If you track your weight, it's and or you're wearing a Fitbit, then uh, it's pretty seamless. Or an Apple Watch, it's pretty seamless in capturing the data and porting it over to whatever device you use, and then displaying that data in a really effective way. And you can say, you know what, yesterday I was really lazy. I didn't walk around a bunch. I didn't stand up as long as long as I needed to, and you can kind of adjust as you go. Uh, my I kind of noticed a space that I really wanted to with my finances that I thought I might be able to solve by myself. I'm sure there's probably plenty of um, what's the word? Plenty of there's probably plenty of applications out there that do the thing that I'm trying to do, but I'm just going to build it anyway because it's going to be great learning opportunities. So uh, I'm glad that you're all here to. I'm glad that you're all here with me. Um, Actually, let's do it this way. Uh-oh. Um, all right, let me just double check. Technical difficulties, I apologize. Like I said, this is my first stream. Oh, yeah, yes. Let's do that. Okay, here we go. So, oh, um, I, sure, let's make it that big. So what I want to do is I'm going to be building an app. I'm going to be putting it up on GitHub. I think I'll put out the links at some point in time. Um, but the basic idea is I have all this um, financial data out on, you know, on attached to my account, just data that's tracks my transactions, the money that I move around from savings, and I want to be able to take this data, um, bring it down onto my local computer. That's my monitor. Haha. Bring it down to my local computer using what is called ETLs. Uh, this stands for extract, transform, and load. Oh, that's embarrassing. That is supposed to be a T. ETL. Extract, transform, and load. What that means is I'm extracting the data out, I'm transforming it into a way so that it fits into a database, and then I will actually load it into said database. Um, the database will live on my computer, and I am going to then um, oh yeah, then I'll make just a little web app um, for myself and my family, um, so that way we can be well informed on our finances. My plan is to be able to have this update every month, or at least download the files that I need every month. Obviously, with financial data, it's going to be um, the code that I'm going to write is going to be specific for my case. Or maybe I'll write code generally, and then I'll tailor it to how I want it. And if you choose to download the code that I write, thank you very much. You can customize it to fit your needs. But yeah, build a web app with a bunch of graphs, showing, where we're at as a family. Maybe we're spending too much in a category. Um, Maybe we're spending too much here or there or wherever. And so that's what the point of this web application is going to be. Um, so that way, um, me and my family can make better decisions. I'm very horrible at drawing. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, very horrible at drawing. I apologize. So that way I can make better decisions. Um, so that's kind of the rundown. And yeah, we will. Oh, I need to see. Let's see here. Okay. on just talking. Okay, so to start, um, I have found a project actually that I'm going to be referencing. That is based on another person that made a project that they're referencing. I'll put these GitHub files in um, out on, I think in my YouTube. It'll be down in the description of whatever YouTube video I make out of this. um, anyways, so this is the original finance dashboard app. Hey guys, this is Ed Brooke. Let's mute this. Oh, actually, and let me do. I didn't check any of this, any of my sound settings, because this is my very first stream, so please bear with me. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Okay, sweet. So this app, it or excuse me, this video basically goes through the whole project. It's a whole 5.5 hours. So if you want to follow line by line, then this is here for you. I'll go ahead and link this video in the description. I probably should put it out on Twitch as well. Just like the resources that I'm looking at. Oh, I didn't transition. Of course not. Okay. Okay. So let me do this. Okay, there we go. That's better. So this is the app that I'm going to be referencing. It's a whole almost 5.5 hours long. So if you want to follow line by line, it's out here. I'll link it. Actually, let me update my description. Um, let's see. That's a title. Is there like a description? I guess not. Okay, never mind. Maybe I'll just drop it in chat. All right. So there's that. Here's the GitHub file or the GitHub repo. This is the the GitHub repo that I found just looking around. I found it originally on Medium. This is the GitHub repo for this guy's version of the app. What's his name? George Zefkilis. Thank you, George, for this beautiful Medium article. But the base of any kind of really of any application, and when you end up working with data, or you want to decide that you want to work with data, I would highly suggest that any of you get into SQL, that you learn SQL. It's super important when you're learning about or going into data. Most of the data that you're going to get access to or a lot of the data that you can get access to lives on a SQL database somewhere. And in order to pull that data out and even do anything with it, you need to know SQL to pull that data out in the first place. So yeah, I'd highly recommend that you look into learning SQL. It's super easy. At least I have found it to be particularly easy to grasp. There's a lot that you can do with it. So, anyways, so let's see. So here's the data model that he has. Basically, these are the data buckets that this guy that what's it? I shouldn't call him this guy. That George that or excuse me, these are the tables that George has identified for his purposes that in his repo that he went ahead and built. Um, but this is the more or less the foundation of the app that we're going to build. So I actually that was probably super gross and annoying. I apologize for that. Bet you didn't know you were coming for an ASMR stream, huh? All right. Um, so an ERD, I forgot what an ERD stands for. Um, Entity relationship diagram. That's right. So when you're building a database, let's come over here. So notice how this data model is broken into three distinct tables. I cannot remember for the life of me right now. I can't remember the rule for when you need to build another table. But essentially, each of these tables represents a different element of the data that George is trying to capture here. So transactions is the first, expense type is the second, and expense categories is the third. Yeah, so let's make an ARD. Okay, let's transition. Okay. Um, create blank. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna make a table. Procedures, view, sequence, one to one to many, many to many. Okay. How do I edit this? I'm just using this for the first time, so I have no idea how to how to even use this. Um, okay, actually, let me pop open something that I know. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna do that. Add a column. Okay. So let me. Where'd you go? Here we go. Really? Can I not collapse this more? Okay, fine. Oh, whoops. Okay. Let's try this again. This is going to be called transactions. Let's add a column. So, like over here, so with any database, you need to have a some sort of identifier column or some sort of identifier ID for these particular table. So an ID can be anything. It can be a an incrementing number. So you start with one, go up to two, three, four, etc. Um, it could be something unique like a social security number or a phone number or something else, but something that will make that each individual row a unique row. So this is just going to be our ID. ID. Let's add another column. Gonna add date. Okay, this I'll explain in a second. Category ID. Okay, so why have a type ID and a category ID? So type ID is going to map to this table over here, and category ID is going to map to this one over here. So why not just have the transaction type and the transaction category in the why have an ID? Why not just what's the word? Why not just have like the type that you're going to put in or the category? Um, Honestly, that's a great question that I thought I had the answer to, but I cannot remember. I know I said that earlier, but wow, this is embarrassing. I'm definitely not a DBA, not a database administrator. Um, yeah, whoops. So I think it has to do with. Oh my word. I think it has to do with normal forms. Yeah, I'm going to read up on that and I'll have you a better answer for you on Thursday. Um, but yeah, that is super embarrassing. All I know is that it's something that we need. So, um, so for my ERD, I'm gonna call the next table that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna call this my um, transaction type. Let me shrink this guy down. Yeah. So like it says up here, this transaction is the fact table, So the transaction table is going to be the main table where all the transactions go into. Um, like it says there, the date amount, type and category ID. I'm going to add another column for my sake. That's going to be the primary key. Um, so this is a good question. What is a primary key? Primary key is that ID that I was telling you about. It can be just a number from 1 to however many rows you have in that table. It could be a phone number. It could be a social security number. Again, it has to identify. It has to make that individual row unique. That's the whole point of the ID. This type ID um, is going to be called what's called a foreign key. So this is a key that will map. So this type ID is going to coincide with a type that we're going to put in this transaction table. It'll make sense in a little. It'll make sense once the database is coded up and ready to run. I'm going to add another column just for my sake. Some sort of description. So whenever it, at least with my bank, the way that it works is there's like a little description. It's really hard to read. It sometimes sometimes it has the name of the business in it. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just a long number and you can't make sense of it, and that's super frustrating. But for my sake, I'm going to put the description in so that way if I have questions about where this data even came from. Why is this like where this transaction came from? Why are we spending so much at this store rather than this store when we'd expect to spend more over here? I can come back and do another analysis, be like, actually, we're doing it right, or there's something wrong with my pipeline. Anyways, that's why I'm putting in a description. It's more for my sake. Again, this is customized for what I want. You are more than happy to you're you are more than happy. You're more than welcome to edit this down to whatever you want, whatever you need. Um, let's add the column here. Again, the ID. This is going to be, again, like I said, a primary key. In every single, in any database table that you, in any database that you build, each table needs to have a primary key. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Um, I'm sure a lot of that is automated, but I'm sure that if you don't specify, there's some um, SQL database softwares that can. Um, there's some SQL databases that will scream and yell at you. So just make sure that you always have a primary key for each of your tables. Let's add another column, the type name, and last column, category, ID, category. Okay, I'm not a great speller, so I'm gonna spell a lot of stuff wrong. So yeah, just point and laugh when you see it. um, hey, what's up, Jack? Okay, so this is the second transaction table we're gonna build. Um, this is gonna house all the transactions that or the types of transactions. So this is going to be specific for you. This could be groceries. This could be gas, utilities. You could break up utilities. This is for you. These are the these are going to be the types of categories that you can come up with yourself. Um, for me, groceries is definitely gonna be one of them. Uh, Groceries, utilities, gas. I have a fun money. I have a little fun money, um, little kind of side account that I put some put some fun money in. uh, let's see. Yeah, so this is where all of our transaction all of the names for the transactions that we're gonna have. Um, let's see. Okay, last table. is going to be transaction cat. Excuse me. I should probably mute. Probably gonna blow someone's eardrum out if I do that more. Um, this one I'm actually going to. Oh, no, I did this wrong. This ID is not going to be category ID. It is going to be company ID. Um, company. I think just company will work. So this table is going to be for me. I've obviously already deviated from what's his name again? George. I've obviously already deviated from what George has recommended, or what George is doing at least. For me, I've found that me personally, I want to be able, I want to know where, like, which companies I'm giving most of my money to. Some people, some people are really strict about giving money to local companies rather than large corporations. Um, it's more for me to just know where, again, just know where my money's going to. So let's see, let's make an ID again. Primary key, always need that. Um, Company name and last column. Actually, I think we just need the two. Let's get rid of that column. Oh, haha, didn't want to delete that. Okay, company. Just the two columns. Our ID column, which is going to be our primary key, and just the company name. So where we're not using the uh-oh. That's good to know, Jack. Thanks for letting me know, bud. Um, let's see. Hey, what's up, average? Hey, keep keep it down in the chat. Be nice to each other, all right? None of that here. Um, so because we don't need a category ID, we're just gonna have the transaction type connect back to the transactions. We actually don't need this foreign key anymore. So go ahead and delete that. Okay, sweet. So um, now comes the fun part. So now we need to establish the relationship between the main table, our transaction table, and the transaction type and company. So we're going to have a one-to-one relationship. Type ID. Oh, whoops. We're going to have a one-to-one relationship between the transaction and the transaction type, meaning that only one transaction. Wait. Okay, I need to think about this. No, one transaction type is going to map to many of the transactions in this table, so it's not a one-to-one. It's going to be a one-to-many relationship. And when you look over here, you can see this one-to-many, the crow's feet. I think it's called crow's feet notation. I might be wrong about that, but one to many. And it's going to be the same with the company. It's going to be a one, oh, whoops, one to many relationship. So if we expand that out, that's going to be the database that we're going to build. So, all right. Now, just to kind of show a little bit why this is important, I'm going to pull open Excel. Okay, so let's look at let's see. Oh, and Jack and Average, if you could um, um, follow, a subscription would be nice, but you don't have to. But a follow would be incredible. I do also have a YouTube channel if you want to go and subscribe and like the stream over there. Much appreciated. Um, so I'm gonna build these in um, Excel. So let's do this. ID, whoops, ID, date, amount, type ID, company, ID. Okay, let's merge and center. That's going to be our transaction table. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1/1/2023. 1, 2, 2023. And let's just do that. That's fine. So $50, $100, minus $300 minus 15 and minus 0.50. Um, um, let's see. Okay, this is going to be like Sam's Club. The description is not going to be this nice when you get it from your bank. So yeah, let's do Sam's Club. I don't even know for description. You know, I'll just skip the description. So this is gonna be thick outer border. Okay, so now let's merge and center these. My ID, my type name. Okay, so ideally we have, let's say, three different transaction types. One of them is going to be income. Let's do groceries and utilities. So what we're going to do here is, oh, whoa, let's undo that. So these particular IDs are going to go in this type ID column. So it's going to be a 1, 1, 2, 3, 3. Um, Again, I cannot remember why we don't put the names in there. You can't put the names in there, but it's not your database isn't up to proper form. It's not bad doing it that way, but it's there's some people that are very particular. I cannot remember the reason. Please do not murder me in the chat. um, that's a separate table, and the last table is the company. Merchant Center ID company um, company name. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So um, current job and Sam's Club. Let's do um, Waterworks and Electric Company. So, um, again, like we do the transaction types, we're gonna show that here in the company ID. So, current job, Sam's Club, Waterworks, and Electric Company. So So this transaction table is how it's going to look in the database if you were to do a um, select everything from uh, transaction table, then these 5 rows are what's going to display. And again, like I said earlier, this is the foundation, the backbone of the little financial, the personal finance app that we're gonna build. So, alrighty. So, okay, now that we have that built out, I will go ahead and do the install for the SQL database that George uses, and we'll go ahead and follow along with him. Follow his code and him putting in code. I'm also gonna go out and try to mimic the data that I might download from my personal bank, just so that way I'm not I'm not showing I'm not airing my dirty laundry, my dirty expenses out to everybody. Um, Not getting that data today. So instead, what we're going to do, I'm going to critique some visualizations that I've seen. Um, if uh, if either of you guys have, if any of you guys have like questions about visualizations, or if you see a visualization that you like or dislike or whatever, send it over to me. I have plenty of bad graphs that are just horrible that I'd like to go through. Um, okay. Oh man, that's not a great picture. All right. So this is the graph. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this is the graph. It is visualizing the insanity, Tesla versus the world. On first glance, it looks like Tesla's doing really well against Toyota, Volkswagen, Daimler, don't know who that is, GM, BMW, Honda, and Ford. Um, yeah, Tesla's really taking them to town. Um, yeah, this looks like a decent visualization, right? No, this is horrible. This is a horrible visualization for a couple of reasons. Oh, actually, let me get this into MS Paint, so that way I can draw on it and stuff. Okay, this doesn't look super great, but oh, let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, okay. So, number one thing that's wrong with this is the title. The title is horrible. Visualizing the insanity, Tesla versus the world. Okay, we're visualizing the insanity. There's some dollar amounts: 578 billion, 582 billion. Cool, good for Tesla. Um, I don't know what insanity that Tesla's doing. I don't know what they're doing well. I don't know how they're doing poorly. I don't even know what is this dollar amount. What is 500 $587 billion dollars of what? Is this market cap? Is this um like what yeah, what does that even mean? Here's the text. Okay, so number one is the title. It's too general. It's not specific. It's not telling me what we're actually seeing here. Um, could be Dogecoin, probably not Dogecoin. Um, but we just, yeah, it could be the amount of Dogecoin that each of these different companies holds. Tesla's holding $578 billion dollars worth of Doge, and these other car companies combined only hold $582 billion dollars worth of Dogecoin. It could be unicorn poop. Um, it could be, it could be freaking anything, literally anything. That's part of the problem why this graph is so horrible. I'm sure Tesla's kicking butt, but what are they kicking butt at? Anyways, so the title. Um, what is the insanity? What is the insanity? Number two. Um, this takes me back to my math class. Probably like elementary school, maybe early middle school math class. You have to label the things that you're calculating. So if your answer you come out 24, 24 what? 24 pigs, 24 feet, 24 toes, 24 pieces of corn. 24 what? I don't know what this 587 billion dollars is. Um, what? So what are we? MEASURING. What are we measuring? Is it market cap? It could be market cap. Is it revenue? Okay, it could be revenue. That's a reasonable. Um, that's semi-reasonable. Is it expenses? Um, yeah, we just don't know what we're looking at. We don't know what we're measuring. um, the third one, this one is a bit more debatable, in my opinion. Um, I personally do not like. This is more a personal preference. Um, obviously, as I'm talking. But I am not a fan of grouping categories in this way. Um, I can't. I get what they're doing, that they're showing the total of, again, whatever the total unicorn poop that each of these companies own. Um, may um, could be electric vehicles. It just dawned on me. It could be electric vehicle sales. I have no idea. but we don't know how much Ford's contributing versus. I mean, we can kind of tell. We can sort of compare against all of these guys, um, but we can't see. We can see how Toyota stacks up to Tesla and sort of Volkswagen. Obviously, Tesla's bar is much bigger than all of these combined. Um, but like we can't tell, is Honda doing better than Ford, or is Volkswagen doing better than GM? Volkswagen seems to be in second place. What about Ford and BMW, Honda and Daimler? Again, don't know who they are. GM and BMW. It's really debatable. We can't really tell the difference between these individual companies. Obviously, they're grouped together, showing how strong Tesla is against other major car buyers. Maybe we could put a label up here. Um, um, Major car manufacturers, and we could put just Tesla, Tesla up here, and the title is um, visualizing Tesla, visualizing maybe EV revenue. That's probably spelled wrong. That looks right. Hold on. Visual AL, visualizing EV revenue. See, if this is the title, oops, go back. If visualizing EV revenue is the title, this makes a lot more sense. I can I can see that Tesla is clearly kicking butt here against the major car manufacturers. So yeah, coming back here. Oh, oops. But yeah. Anyways, number three is I personally would like to have Ford and Honda and BMW, GM, Daimler, Volkswagen, Toyota. I'd like to have all of them split out, so that way I can compare much easier against Ford and Honda or Ford and BMW, GM and Daimler, Volkswagen and everybody else, Toyota and everyone else. I can compare those a lot better. Um, Against each other and show where possibly the weak link is. Obviously, Toyota is second place in EV sales. If again, assuming that's what we're actually measuring here. Um, so yeah, I saw this graph on LinkedIn. I haven't told the person that I hated this graph. I probably should have told them. But this graph sucks. Um, this, I guess I'll give it a grade. Um, Honestly, I'm gonna give this one an F. You just, again, I don't know what we're measuring. This could be the tons of crude oil that each company is selling. I mean, we just, again, for the umpteenth time, we have no idea what this is measuring. Um, so yeah, that is. So that's my data nerdiness out of the way for today. Um, let's see. I think that's about all I wanted to cover for today. Um, Thank you guys so much for joining, Jack and Average. Appreciate the support. Don't forget to follow. Again, subscribe. I'm not asking you to. But a follow would be nice on Twitch, and a like and subscribe on my YouTube channel would be stellar as well. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will catch you guys later.